People want to know, is it safe to come to Sicily?
It's safe to come to Sicily, as always. We are only experiencing an eruption. Etna is always active, and as geologists and the National Institute for Geophysics says, there is no risk, and the only one alert is just for the summit area of Etna at an altitude of 3,000 meters.
Ciao! It's mid-July in Sicily, and you know what that means.
In Sicilian dialect, you say, stai cupano.
No matter what language, it's hot. Listen,
Very
I want to
hot.
start out by saying thank you to all of you who have called and messaged us about the activities of Mount Etna and also one of the Aeolian islands, Stromboli, which has been erupting. Now, as Rosario Faraci said, we are fine, we are okay. Let us tell you why. First of all, that activity is happening in a small area at an altitude very high, over 3,000 meters. And over the past few days, there's been a new cone, a new crater that has been created, but the lava is very slow moving, and there's plenty of warning if it comes anywhere near a residential area, which there's no indication that it has. Having said that, we are watching Etna very, very closely.
You know, the big thing about it was the ash. Okay, blue ash. It blew it right into Catania. Okay, 13 kilometers away. Airport was closed for a little while. It's open now. Things got dirty. The roads got dirty. Now things are back to normal.
The sewers got clogged.
She's still bubbling, but you know what? I've been here 20 years, and it's been like this off and on since I've been here. I mean,
She's the most active volcano in
okay,
Europe.
so it's Mama Etna. She gives, you know, there's all this ash and stuff. It goes into the soil, and why do you think we have the most fertile soil in Europe? That's why, in my opinion.
So
anyway.
let's listen to
Let's listen to
Professor Rosario Faraci's take. And then, by the way, don't go anywhere because we're going to talk about the drought issue that we have also going on. Professor Rosario Faraci, so good to see you again. Thank you for being here. We have Mama Etna over there behind us, a little bit of smoke today. I have to tell you, we've had countless people ask us, are we okay, are we okay? But, you know, Etna is erupting. She's a little active, but we're okay, right?
We are, you know that we are okay because Etna is always active. A couple of days ago, a yellow alert was issued by the civil protection, but it only regards the summit of Etna, so talking about 3,000 meters, 1.8 miles. So at the lower altitudes and up to Catania, there are no risks for people and for businesses. We are only we experienced a couple of days ago only a fall of volcanic ash.
This is all the ash from the past explosions. It looks like black snow, doesn't it? And then it gets over here in the drainage, and it's not a good thing. So I want to show you over here what it looks like. That's how much ash fell in the past week.
So there is much concern internationally about how Sicilians and people in the area of Catania stay. We are fine. You know that Etna has a specificity, has a peculiarity because of this, and if this volcano was included in the list of heritage, the World Heritage on 2013, so it's a UNESCO patrimony, it is because of this specificity. It's always active, unpredictable, but no risks for people.
Now, there have been instances where the lava has come a little bit close to some towns, but there's a lot of volcanologists watching this. There's Sigonella, the U.S. military base, watching this. Everyone is watching. In fact, I know at the airport at 3 a.m. they receive a call because they want to know where the smoke is coming out and where the planes have to
Perfect.
go. Everyone is watching Etna.
Perfect.
So, but there have been instances that they have come close to to towns.
Yes, but once again, everything is monitored. there is the National Institute for Geophysics and Volcanology. People can surf the website www.ingv.it, and they can get information real time about the situation of Etna. Everything is monitored by National Institute of Geophysics because we live in an area of volcano. When there are some restrictions and they closed for the airport, it's just because the smoke at the summit of Etna create problems for regular traffic. But once again, no problem. And I have a lot of friends, other colleagues from academia. I got several emails. How are you? How is your wife? Are you safe? We are safe. We know. I don't understand why so much international concern.
See the headlines, the overblowing of things, but we also have a double whammy, and that's Stromboli. Stromboli is an island, the Aeolian Islands, one of 7 islands, and she's erupting a little bit.
Yes, but it's a different story. Also because the type of volcanism is totally different. Just in few words, I'm not a geologist, but I got information from some specialists. The Stromboli is a volcano that originates from the collision of 2 tectonic plates, one from Africa, the other one from Europe and Asia, and this creates earth pressure and also magma. And the magma from 12 kilometers goes up and creates eruptions, sometimes also collapse of part of the volcano. Etna is a totally different volcanism because it's kind of a hot spot, one of the several thousands of hot spots on the mantle of Earth, and this is a hot spot very active, creating a flow of materials. So sometimes we have volcanic ash, sometimes we have eruption, but it's a totally different because it's not it's a stratification of different eruptions over time. And this is once again the specificity why Mount Etna was recognized as UNESCO Patrimony in the World Heritage List on 2013.
This is the situation, July 13th. As you can see, Etna has calmed down a little bit. A few explosions here and there, but today, crystal clear and calm. We talked about the headlines, panic in Catania, fire, all of that stuff. But people here live with Mount Etna. They've lived here forever with Mount Etna. And where are the headlines about how beautiful Mount Etna is, how many activities there are to do on Mount Etna, horseback riding, golfing, trekking, going into caves. There's tons of activities. And why is it a World Heritage Site? Because of its peculiarities and specificities. But Etna is a beautiful mountain, and believe it or not, now, after 10 years, I know wherever I am, I know where to look. What's Etna doing? And throughout the seasons, in the winter, it gets so exciting because when her hair turns white, it's a whole new mountain. So Mama Etna, well, she can be fiery and let off some steam. She's also majestic. And that's the only word I can use for her.
Why do you think we're here? We love it here. You don't understand. 10 years ago, and by the way, Esther, I have to make a huge announcement. We just completed our 10th year doing video work for you under the You, Me, and Sicily name.
The first video, I think, went up in July of 2014.
Over 450 videos right for you to watch for free. Over 4 million views on YouTube alone. Forget about all the other platforms we have. We're humbled. At least I'm humbled. Are you humbled about it?
I love our community that we created here. We love to hear from you. We love your comments. We love that you care about us, you ask about Etna and everything. So we thank you for being here. High five, honey.
Happy anniversary, sweetheart.
Happy anniversary.
I mean, it's just unbelievable how they say in Latin, tempus fugit.
Tempus fugit.
And tempest really did fugit. Now, you could tell today I'm not wearing my hat because Esther says my hat would ruin the shot.
I did not say that. First
So-
of all,
so
I
yes,
said,
I cut my hair off.
I
cut my
said
hair off
you
because it's
look
too hot.
good without a hat. And what do you need
what
a
can
hat
I say,
on?
you know? But I want to
It's
tell
something
you.
different.
Let me tell you one
Wait,
thing.
before
you go.
you do that, well, go ahead.
Listen, here's how you fight the heat. Because
It's
we have about
Sicily.
another 6 or 7 weeks of heat. I mean, we have heat to worry about. We have Etna to worry about.
We have drought, which we will
have the
talk
drought to
about
worry
in
about.
just
that
a
we're gonna
second.
we have fires to worry about. But guess what? Everything will work out. But here's the
always
key
does.
to success. Here's the key to survival. I'm telling you right now. The almond syrup. This one is called orzata. Okay. All you do is you take some of this stuff.
Let me see what's in it.
You pour it in water. Mm-hmm. You
I
sip
love
it.
that you have a solution every year. Remember
Or
make
latte di
granita.
mandorla, or granita. And I'm telling you right now, it just helps you
Brings-
helps you deal with the heat.
brings
It really does.
life back into your body, doesn't it?
We went out today to meet Rosario and Agatha Cavallaro.
Professor Rosario and his lovely, lovely wife, Agatha.
But let me tell you what Esther does. First, she checks the temperature, okay? Because
What?
we have a graph of how the temperature goes for the day. When it's about ready to hit the pinnacle, she says, come on, we have to leave. So for 2.5 hours,
What story
2.5
are you
hours,
talking
I'm
about?
driving hither and yon with no air conditioning. Because it's broken.
Okay,
I'm
not even.
dying.
I'm not
going,
even going to
"Storm it in,
try.
storm
First
it
of
in,"
all,
right?
you
And this stuff
you
here,
sat for an hour and a half, had your granita and
that
brioche.
doesn't count. That doesn't count
You
because
know what works for me? Ice water and lemon. Can we move on to the drought because it is a serious situation
All right,
that has been a
let's talk about the
reoccurring,
drought. I have my own opinions
a
about this now.
reoccurring
You let me
issue.
talk about it too?
It's been a reoccurring issue in Sicily for centuries upon centuries. It is a problem. You can talk about aging infrastructure. You can talk about lack of rain. I don't care what it is. We have a problem. Let's deal with it. Now, come to find out, there's already 3 desalinization plants that are not in operational yet here in Sicily. And I guess they're working on that. The Sicilian government has a plan which they're trying to implement. Dr. Faraci has his take on it, but first, Al, what's your take on it? Desalinization, to me, is number 1.
All right, let me just quickly talk about my view of the desalinization issue. It's a very complex issue. Sicily totally needs at least 2. One in
We've
the
got
west.
3. We've
No,
got 3.
you've got smaller ones in the Gela area. All right?
Porto Empedocle and Trapani, in the city of Trapani.
Right, but we need to have modern ones. The ones that you're talking about that are being rehabbed for 60 million euro, those are 1960 vintage desalinization plants, okay? What we need modern ones. One on the West Coast, one on the East Coast. Now, why don't we have them? There's a lot of reasons why we don't have them. There's a lot of cultural resistance to have it, okay? There's political resistance. There's other ones. People say, hey, it costs a lot of money for the electricity. But people do not realize, these people, what I call, they inhale cannolis excessively. They don't understand that the true essence of Sicily is its land, the agricultural things. If we water, so to speak, and reclaim the land in the central part of this country, this beautiful, magnificent island paradise, we could literally feed all of Europe or half of Africa. That's how lush and wonderful this
But
place
the problem is it's not lush because the center is all dried up.
That's
it's
right.
a huge problem. We've got lots of, if you've ever driven from Catania to, let's say, Palermo, you're driving through the provinces of Enna and Caltanissetta, you'll see field upon field of dried up land which is not being used, and it's a very unfortunate situation. And you know, the farmers are the ones that are suffering the most. The farmers, now there's been some reports that some hotels and B&Bs are turning people away. Stop. I've talked to all of our guides, especially there's a report, CNN or someone had something that Agrigento is turning tourists away. Stop right there. My guide of 35 years, he's been in the business, he talks to the hotels, everyone. They manage, we've always managed. But in my opinion, we're up you know, it's time to up our game here in Sicily. As more visitors come, it's time to do that. And these types of reports certainly don't help. Now, let me just say one more thing about the desalinization, because you talk about it being expensive. Yet, we spend all this money, for instance, creating this road in the middle of Catania, from Catania Center to the airport, a bicycle road that's taking up critical lanes. We're spending money on that. Fine, it came because we need to be energy, you know, tick off the boxes to be energy friendly in Catania. They have to spend the money. I don't care what the story is. Desalinization is the best thing. Can we go to Dr. Rosario Faraci and then we'll come back?
Okay, but I want to give you you got to stay tuned for the Zappola proposal.
The
okay?
avocado Zappola proposal.
It'll save the world. Just stay tuned after Rosario speaks. Let's go.
The other big problem that we're having is the drought. And this is a reoccurring problem that we've had for centuries, really, here in Sicily. And there's been talk always about desalinization plans. But you're telling me that there are already existing plants.
There were three plants in Gela, Porto Empedocle and Trapani, and the Sicilian government, as the managing director of the regional civil protection said, is applying for 90 million of euro for the Italian government in order to reactivate these desalination plants in Porto Empedocle, Gela and Trapani. Besides, the Sicilian government approved a plan for water emergency for about 20 million of euro for a total of 138 initiatives in order to construct, reconstruct and also reactivate some plants, okay, for water supply and distributions. At the moment only less than 50% of this plan has been implemented, but they are on the way. Some initiatives are delivered, others are tendered by the local government. So Sicilian government says that they are in a good way, and in addition they are finding other 28 million euro from the regional budget in order to manage the emergency problem of water.
There's been some reports and people are asking us about places, for example, in the province of Agrigento, canceling B&Bs, canceling reservations, hotels. I spoke to one of our licensed guides, Sergio, who's been doing this for 30 years, and he says the hotels, they just manage. They know because it's happened before, and they manage.
They manage because they know if there is some scarcity of water, how they can supply, okay, the need of water with other alternatives. In other cities where the water exists but is not enough, they deliver every 2 days, okay, in order to maintain, to satisfy the needs of population and also tourists, but they don't have the continuity to deliver and distribute water for 24 hours per day.
As always, very insightful, lots of great ideas, and we have a little bit of something new to talk about the Sicilian project. Maybe we'll do a preview, but stand assured that we have some exciting projects coming with you, so thank you.
About Sicilian project, I can say that it's a great project. I congratulate with the Sicilian project because it's doing a lot of initiatives for kids to increase the educational level, and at the moment this is a big need for young people, especially in increasing the knowledge of English as second language. In addition, I think that Sicilian project can do even more for young potential entrepreneurs that could want to do something for Sicily and also for Sicily and America, because Sicilians and Italian Americans are old friends, as you know.
Much more to come. Grazie mille.
Grazie a voi.
Okay, let's hear the avocado Zappola plan of desalinization brought to you by the government of Singapore.
Now listen.
I'm kidding.
The government of Sicily, the government of Italy, hedge fund investors in the United States, private investor in the United States, listen to me. First, you need to look at Singapore. What does Singapore have to do with Sicily? It's very simple. They pick up their garbage every single day, and they bring it to a processing plant where they burn it, they incinerate it, they scrub it, and then whatever left over, they make into asphalt, okay? And,
Smart.
by the way, it generates a ton of electricity, all right? My proposal is you put a desalination plant in the same industrial area as a one of these things I'm talking about from these Singapore incinerators, I'll call them.
Zappa incinerators.
A Zappa incinerator, which you burn all the garbage in Palermo, you generate the energy, you have free electricity for desalination. 2 places, one in the West Coast, one in the East Coast is all you need. What's the cost? Probably between $5 and $7 billion, depending on exactly how many people steal money as it's going to happen. But you factor that in. Now, is there a hedge fund out there? All you fat cats in the States that want to have private enterprise, call me up. I know people, as they say. The Zappa solution.
I love
Desalination.
it. I love
I'm telling
it.
you right now.
You know, and also I talked about the infrastructure. That needs to be revamped. The pipes need to be cleaned. That's another issue. So many issues. But I think we've covered enough territory here. Of course, we're going to have a very special announcement with the Sicilian project, as I talked to Dr. Faraci, Professor Faraci earlier. And let's see, what else? What else? I think that's about it.
The last thing I
what
want to say about
say.
Rosario Faraci, if you don't mind.
And then I want to say something
Okay.
about them as well.
This guy not only is he a brilliant intellect, okay? He is a forward thinker. He and I got along with Esther. We met him about 10 years ago or so.
I remember the day with Agatha. We were standing in Acitrezza. We were
Yeah.
doing, remember, our...
We were doing our bumps in
We were
those
doing
days.
our bump. We don't do the bumps anymore.
He
And
came walking by.
He heard us talking, and the rest, as they say, is history. We're so happy that they're both members of our board of directors of the Sicilian Project. They're both good people. They're both forward thinkers, and we are looking forward to doing many more projects. And I have to tell you, one of these days, I'm just going to keep the camera running during our discussions, because the 4 of us sit there for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and bang out ideas.
But wait a second. I want to just finish about what I think about Rosario, okay? I think he's the singular most brilliant, shining light on at least the east coast of Sicily that
For
there is.
sure.
Three people like Rosario Faraci, if given an opportunity, see, that's the whole thing. If given the opportunity, could present ideas and offer solutions to virtually all the major problems that we have on this island.
Ching,
That's
ching.
why he and I and my glass of orata are so close. I love the man, I respect the man, and believe me, and Esther knows this, I could count on one hand how many people I truly respect, but this man is at the top of the heap. I've
Ching,
always,
ching.
right?
Agree.
All
Agree.
right, so that's what I wanted to say about him. Thank you,
Thank
Professor,
you.
for coming on the program.
And thank you for Agatha for coming as
And
well.
Agatha
We're
is a
looking
jewel.
forward
Is a
to
jewel.
having an aperitivo in late August, and who knows, maybe another interview. What do you guys want to hear more about? By the way, we've done many other videos with Professor Rosario Faraci. I'll leave you a link down below or over here somewhere. Until then, thank you so much for watching. Stay cool, stay safe, and stay healthy. And ching ching to Sicilia.
Auguri per 10 anni.
Ciao.
That means good luck for 10 years.
Congratulations.
Congratulations for 10 years. All right.